Hi friends, welcome back to another video. I wanted to take this opportunity to thank you for joining me and encourage you to share them with your friends and family because I think it's helping us get through these days. Today I wanted to introduce a new topic, a new concept, and we're going to carry this over for a few of the videos that will follow. So that concept is, how do we use mindfulness every day? In our day-to-day, we lead kind of busy lives. How does mindfulness play every day? So it's really important to see that because we've done our meditations, we've done our grounding practices, we've done our body scans. Now we need to see, how does mindfulness work day to day? And I'm going to use a diagram that is in a book that is probably one of the most famous books out there on mindfulness. It's a pretty thick book, and it's written by Dr. Jon Kabat-Zinn. Many of you who have heard about mindfulness before, you can't really get too far into mindfulness without hearing his name. He's kind of the guru that brought mindfulness to the West. He's a medical doctor. He's done a lot of studies on how mindfulness actually helps the brain and the body. So the diagram that I'm going to get through in the next couple of videos with you is this one here. Let it not be too daunting or scary because I'm going to break it down for us. And the way I'm going to do that, I'm going to have to do a little bit of that teacher role again. And I'm going to do it by standing up and showing you on a diagram that I drew myself. Yes, I did this myself. Shocking, isn't it? And I'm not sure why one leg is bigger than the other, but so here we are. This is you. You don't have a mouth. I purposely left the mouth kind of non-existent because you can put whatever emotion you want in that current state. So in our day-to-day lives, we have external stresses. These are stresses that come from the outside. We call these external. External stresses could be anything like our partners, children, boss, work, spouse, people we don't know, things happening on our outside world. That's an external stress. For an animal that's running in the wild, an external stress could be a predator. So an external stress comes from the outside to us. Then we actually have internal stresses that get activated. So internal stresses that get activated as a reaction to the external stress. Those internal states or emotions, they're the narrative, they're the commentary that we add to the stress. In the animal kingdom, when a gazelle is stressed, the predator comes, there's really an internal stress that has to get activated because that animal has to fight or flight. We spoke about that. With us humans, an external stress comes and we have to either fight or flight it, or we have to add a different response. Most of us go down one arm and one path that I'm going to start drawing here, and that is that most of us still go into fight, flight. This is a very automatic thing that happens in most of us. We get an external stress, we go into fight, flight. We're going to continue this pathway down and see what that looks like. But where I want to spend a couple of minutes in this video before we finish is for us to investigate, what does this even mean? When I wrote internal stress, what is that voice? What does that mean? So we're going to spend a minute talking about that. We're going to remove this. And what I'd like to tell you is that internal voice, that internal commentary is one that we have to learn to listen to. It is a voice, and we must pay attention in order to hear it. So I'm going to guide you through a little meditation to end the video. And this, I'm going to be calling out what's happening on the inside. So if you, I invite you to sit in a meditating position. Let's take a nice deep breath, ground ourselves in our sit bones, closed eyes or a gaze downward. And just take a few deep breaths. Feel the movement of the breath in and out. Feel that natural rhythm. Let your senses be awake, listening to the sounds around you. Now turning that listening inwards so that you're listening to your body. And as you do, you might see where your attention goes. Are you noticing thoughts? Can you notice how busy the brain is? Noticing of the constant ticker tape that's running at the bottom of the screen. Just like when we watch the news, there's a ticker tape. Random thoughts that are just running through the mind, and that is completely normal. It's normal to be so busy in thought. And the importance of this exercise is to bring to awareness all of our thinking. And I'd like to invite you to create what I call an observer self. That's a part of you that can just step outside of the thoughts and can watch the thoughts from the outside. Just notice how busy the brain is and notice all the thinking. You can do this exercise anytime. I encourage you to practice it today and tomorrow and see if you can be an observer and see how much internal voice, internal commentary you are hearing every time you read something that creates stress or you have an interaction with someone that creates tension or stress. Listen to all the voices that come up, and I'll see you tomorrow.